Our developing winter storm really cranking up now, and it is taking aim at central and eastern Kentucky. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. An updated call for snow and ice just ahead.
Road crews are facing another tough challenge this weekend. What Lexington Streets and Roads leaders told us about their storm plan.
How UK fans with tickets to tomorrow night's game at Rupp are making sure they'll get to their seats despite the winter storm.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. Tonight, a complex winter storm is moving into the bluegrass, and we have declared a first alert severe weather day to help you track it.
This storm could bring snow, sleet, and freezing rain. We begin tonight with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. He's showing us what he's tracking right now on the First Alert Defender, and it's on our doorstep, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. A lot of folks across, especially the southern and western parts of the region, getting in on some sleet and snow as of right now. Up to the minute storm thoughts for myself here. We're talking about this storm that is still on target. It's a colder overall trend that we're seeing in the models late this afternoon into the evening. That is likely to lead to a little better risk for some heavier snows. I-64 corridor and points to the north. Across the south, yes, we're getting in on some snow now and some sleet, but that may also transition to more of a freezing rain episode into late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Winter storm warning continues for the entire state. Now we look at live First Alert Defender, and from northwest to southeast, we see that band of snow and sleet that is increasing and right on top of the area. Not so much for the Lexington Metro outside of a stray snowflake or two. Head down the BG Parkway. You get into parts of Anderson County, looking toward the southwest, toward Bardstown and eventually E-Town, getting reports of some snow-covered roads around Hardin County and into parts of Campbellsville as well. Down Interstate 75. Snowflakes are flying here into Mount Vernon, Berea, not too far away from us. Likewise here in McKee. Chances are some snow's beginning to dance about the air. London, Corbin, Somerset, down toward Williamsburg and Whitley City. Areas getting in on a quicker burst of some snow, putting down accumulations now into Campbellsville. A lot of my Twitter folks there saying roads are snow covered yet again. And a little farther to the west, notice how the colors begin to change here. That's because we're getting a mix of some snow, some sleet, a little freezing rain, and it's kind of oscillating. It's going back and forth between that transition. Snow 1 minute, freezing rain, then sleet, and then kind of trading off. Storm system, though, is really just beginning to crank to our west and southwest. All of this is coming at us from the southwest, and look at that moisture supply. And you notice the spotty nature initially and how we have that push. That looks like a convective system, and all that means is, guys, that's a lot of juice that is coming at us that is going to lead to a significant ice and snow event across parts of the area later tonight. The old saying in weather, when in doubt, leave what's out. I have not touched this winter storm potential map since what I was showing you earlier in the evening. Even though things are changing just a little bit, changes I'm seeing not enough to really move things around just yet. We may kind of reserve that right until we actually get into the system later tonight and tomorrow morning. Heaviest snow threat now along and north of that I-64 corridor. Farther south, better the chance for some significant icing.
Chris, thank you. It's already been a very long and tough week for Lexington Streets and Roads workers, and now they're preparing for a busy weekend.
So tonight, Kristen Kennedy talked to road crews about their plan of attack for this latest winter storm. She joins us now live from one of the roads that crews will focus on first. Hi, Kristen.
Road crews spent a large portion of the day clearing off those side streets and streets within neighborhoods, because as soon as the snow starts falling out here, they are going to focus on roads like the one right behind us, Man of War, which is considered a Priority 1 road.
There's a lot going on Priority 1, also known as snow emergency routes in Lexington.
There's a lot of traffic, and two of the major buses come through here, Nicholasville Road and Leestown Road.
Monday and Tuesday, they couldn't get, cars were spinning out. I could see them from my office, but they weren't getting up the hill at all, a lot of them, unless they had four-wheel drive.
For people who live and work on those streets, snowstorms can bring a lot of worries, especially when you're trying to get downtown.
If you're walking down the sidewalk, someone could slide and run right into you walking down the sidewalk. It's very scary when you have a 7-year-old daughter and you walk to the library, and when you're walking to the library thinking that I always have to put her on the inside of me, hoping that somebody doesn't run off the road.
Lexington road crews make many downtown streets their first concern when snow starts to fall.
Priority roads take into account a lot of our major hills and thoroughfares, and you know, once it starts to snow again, we have to come out of the neighborhoods and go back to, you know, square one.
Square one for Streets and Roads Deputy Director Rob Allen includes salting and scraping portions of Man o' War Boulevard, Nicholasville, Tates Creek, Winchester, and Richmond roads.
Those road crews will focus on priority roads, particularly the snow emergency routes. That is where you can expect to see them overnight and very early tomorrow morning. Live in Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Kristen, thank you. On WKYT.com, we have a map showing the order in which streets and roads are plowed here in Lexington. And here's more on the impact that this brutal week of winter weather is having in Lexington. City leaders say garbage collection will not resume until Monday at the earliest. Tomorrow was originally supposed to be a collection day for people who get trash picked up on Mondays. City leaders also say more than 500 people stayed in homeless shelters last night, much higher than average for this time of year. And you'll be able to park at the city's 4 downtown parking garages for free between 11 tomorrow night and 5 Monday morning.
Here's something you don't want to see on a night like this. A water main break sending water gushing on a Nicholasville road in Lexington. Police have closed the outbound lane near the Southland Drive intersection. Kentucky American water crews were called in to fix the problem. They think that the bitterly cold temperatures we've had the last few days caused this water main break. Crews will be on the scene most of the night making repairs there. Kentucky American water leaders say a few businesses nearby have had their water service affected because of this break. And despite the winter storm, the UK basketball game at Rupp Arena is still scheduled to go on as scheduled tomorrow night. And thousands of fans will not let snow and ice stop them from seeing their Cats. Garrett Weimer continues our team coverage with what some of those fans are doing to make sure they get to the game.
A fan's first time at Rupp is not something to leave up to chance or Mother Nature.
Oh, we come here to see the Cats play. Yeah, first time being up here.
That's why Terry Bowling and his wife came to Lexington a day early. They're staying at the Hyatt Regency so they won't risk being snowed in and missing the game.
So we decided, well, we'll make it safe and just come up here and stay the night and then leave Sunday.
And they aren't the only ones. At the Hilton downtown, the general manager says they filled about 30 more rooms on Friday with Cats fans, many of whom already planned on staying Saturday night after the game.
We just never cease to be amazed by the loyalty and the strength of the Cat fans and what they'll do to support the team.
UK Athletics is encouraging fans to give themselves plenty of time to get here to Rupp Arena for the game. That's because downtown parking is still limited because it's covered with snow. But even with more winter weather on the way,
everybody will be here and Rupp Arena will be full and our hotel will be full as well.
And if more snow isn't enough to scare Cats fans, then neither is Auburn.
Go Cats!
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Now, if you're watching the game from the comfort and warmth of your living room, snowed in or not, tomorrow's game tip-off at 7 o'clock on ESPN.
Road crews in Laurel County spent the day preparing for this winter storm. Officials with the Laurel County Road Department tell us they have used 900 tons of salt already this week, but they say they have enough for this new storm. Salt truck drivers are now working 12 to 15-hour shifts to clear snow and ice from as many roads as possible.
Tonight, investigators believe the death of a man in Knox County is connected to this cold weather. The Knox County coroner says a 50-year-old man was found dead last night along Highway 1304. The coroner believes the man died of hypothermia, but an autopsy has been scheduled. The man's name has not been released.
Well, we are going to be here with you all weekend to track this latest winter storm. In addition to updates overnight, Bill Bryant, Rebecca Smith, meteorologist Jim Caldwell, Mike Linden, and our team in the field will have a special edition of WKYT this morning beginning at 6 a.m.
Some frightening moments in a Lexington neighborhood tonight. A propane leak forced some evacuations.
Lexington firefighters say a 500 propane cylinder started leaking near the Marathon gas station on Lansdowne Drive. So as a precaution, police and firefighters evacuated a few homes on nearby Tartan Drive. Firefighters say no one was injured and the leak was fixed. Those evacuated have been allowed to return to their homes. There's no word on what caused the leak. Just 2 days before the Daytona 500, NASCAR has suspended driver Kurt Busch. The announcement came hours after a Delaware judge said Busch committed domestic violence against an ex-girlfriend and was likely to do it again. The judge said it was likely Busch choked the woman and smashed her head into the wall of a motorhome last year. Busch denies the accusations. He's the first NASCAR driver suspended for domestic violence.
Tonight, an entire northeastern Kentucky city is without water tonight because of a water main break. City leaders of Raceland in Greenup County said earlier tonight that they were still trying to find the exact location of the break so they could fix it. They say that work will continue through tonight. City leaders say that if the break is not repaired by tomorrow morning, the city will bring in bottled water for people living there.
Across the state, temperatures dropped well below zero this morning, but the coldest place in Kentucky, eastern Madison County. The Mesonet site on Meadow Brook Farm dropped all the way to 32 degrees below zero. Dairy farmers say that kind of temperature makes it harder to get all their work done.
It's the electronics and just keeping things running, the pulsators working in the parlor and keeping the milk flowing into the bulk tank. It can get a little bit challenging when it's that cold.
Farmers also say they took extra steps to protect their animals. They've also been working all week to clear snow.